Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Adventurers Pack, and welcome to tonight's episode of Damned Paradise. We hope that you are prepared for an evening of potential horrors, our intrepid survivors continuing on and seeing what exactly is going on here on Isla Palma. Now, before we get going, ladies and gentlemen, we don't really have all that many announcements on this show, but a few quick reminders that due to the nature of this show, unfortunately, we are not going to be checking the chat and engaging with the chat. So please know now that we love all of you for being here. Thank you so very much. If you would like to join us at a post-show hangout at our Discord after the show, then you can talk to us on a more actual talking to us basis afterwards. Also, be prepared to be on the lookout for any acts of heroism that our players might be taking part in so that you can nominate them for experience points at the end of the show. How are you all feeling today? Are you ready to dive into today's episode of Damned Paradise?
I think so.
Maybe.
Ready as
I
I'll ever
mean-
be.
What's ready?
But only if I can kill some stuff.
Only if you can kill some stuff. Well, I will hold you to that.
Oh no.
All right. So, when last we met our survivors, having met the figure in the hall and seeing it to be the form of Harrison Kendall, you at first engaged with this imposing figure, attempting to both talk with him and potentially fight him. Things turned rather quickly, and deciding that it would be best to leave, Bryn having already deciding to do so. Heading down the stairs, Bryn setting up some potential road hazards on the way down for whatever would come following. On the way down, however, Gareth turning and speaking almost in what appeared to be scripture to the form and causing it some noticeable wincing. Stunning it, you ran down the stairs, continuing down and down through the continuously decrepit resort. Getting outside, you bounded into your vehicle and began driving away, noticing that the rest of the island did not appear to be in the same state of disarray. As you drove off, looking back, you saw Harrison Kendall leaving the hotel and bounding after you, not only keeping pace with the car, but gaining. Firing off a few shots at him, you were able to stop him, and you made your way back to your bunker. Making yourself as secure as you could for the evening, you headed in and began to explore the room under the stairs, which you had created a key for, finding it to be filled with torn pages and scribblings and incoherent drawings almost. However, the item of note was a journal resting on the table. Upon reading through it, you discovered this to be Harrison Kendall's journal, and learned what had potentially befallen him, and saw the process of the change that came over him. You also found a firearm hidden within the desk that he had smuggled onto the island, potentially with the intent of using against his ex-business partners. Arming yourselves with it, you then heard clawing on the outside. Turns out you were safe within the bunker. However, the next morning you opened the door to find 3 long, thin scratches deep into the steel door. Heading out, you loaded up your truck, deciding to head towards the springs inland, knowing that Harrison Kendall, the moment before, the entry before he changed, had made note of finding an odd-looking hole off the side of the road. So, with all of that, players, the sun has risen. What would you like to do?
Well, as I recall, we were going to go to those hot springs.
Yes.
As much as I hate to say it, I think that's our only course of action, as I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Maybe whatever he found there, we'll find it too.
I mean, at the very least, there's an answer there. Maybe. I don't know.
At the
If
very
something
least, we need to
happened to
keep
him-
moving.
Yeah.
We need to not stop.
Maybe, I don't know. This might sound crazy, but if something happened to him there, maybe we can stop it. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's hope that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
And my fear is whatever's happening to him will just start happening to us too.
Or maybe we'll just find a clue about what it was and maybe explain what's going on.
Yeah.
We can
We'll
only
just be
hope.
careful not to touch anything.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling? How are those wounds healing up?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It stings something pretty awful.
Those gashes are pretty nasty. I'm not surprised. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking another look.
If you think you can do anything, I'm not gonna stop you, but they're not gonna kill me. I've had worse.
Can't hurt. Before we go out, putting ourselves in potential more hazards, might as well clean up what we can.
Mm.
Besides, I was worried you might be getting an infection. So, be best if I took a look.
All right. I'll
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
doff my jacket, take my shirt off, just
All right.
present my bloodied body to the good doctor.
As I kind of go around, I want to steal a glance at the syringe hanging off his arm and see just how it's looking. Like, is it infected yet? Is it okay? I'm not going to mention it. I just want to try to steal a peek.
Okay. Are you attempting to do so without Gareth noticing?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, first, can you give me a wits and investigation check?
All right. That's no successes.
No successes. Okay. Looking around, you're looking at his arm, thinking, "What the hell is that thing?" Can you give me a dexterity and stealth check as well?
All right. Another low roll. One success on that.
One success. Okay. Gareth, would you mind giving me a wits and composure roll on that one?
I would not mind doing so, sir. Wits and composure. No successes.
No successes. Okay. So Jasper, not seeing anything at all, you're actively looking, almost to the point that Bryn and Cass, his back, man, not the arm. Gareth just staring
Dude.
forward in the pain. You decide, all right, fine, I can't quite tell. So you can go ahead and get to work on his back if you would like.
All right, great. Yeah, so I'll just we'll use the medical kit today to actually apply some antibiotics, make sure infection doesn't set in. I won't use any charges though, so this will just be the +2. And then what is it? First aid plus medicine plus.
So it'll be the
Anything
kit
else?
plus medicine, and because you are actively applying it, I will let this be either an intelligence or a dexterity check, your choice.
So many dice. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice. 0 successes.
No!
Oh.
That was almost all my d10s. What?
I
Get-
think we thought you were all gonna say like 9 wins, 9 successes.
Yeah.
I
Gareth
think
was born for pain, I think.
I used up all my luck last week.
Get,
last episode.
Get the bad rolls out now. Get the bad rolls out now.
Yeah, I'll take
All
it. I'll
whammies,
take it
all
now.
whammies, all whammies.
I mean,
I'll take it now.
looking over the wounds on his back, just like I did what I did yesterday. Yeah, I've done what I can.
Well, it'll heal in time. I'm sure, Gareth. You'll be all right. Pat him on the wound.
Ah!
Oh yeah, sorry.
Glad I took my shirt off for this.
Oh god.
Wow.
Right.
Look,
Ah.
a little out of practice, guys.
Well, if y'all are done playing around, maybe we should head out to those hot springs.
I think that probably sounds like a great idea.
Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah.
I suppose I can't think of any other ways to stall.
Besides, that warm water will do good for your back, right?
Exactly what I was thinking.
All right, who brought their trunks? No.
I had a
Doc and
pair,
Cass.
but
Yeah.
I think it got cleaned out.
Doc and Cass, I was figuring y'all would probably want to ride in the flatbed of the truck.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's all
You
good.
guys have the
Yeah.
firearms just in case our friend decides to come.
Yeah.
Keep a
Shove 'em
lookout.
around. All right. I will go out and I'll open the door. And I mean, I assumed we'd come back down to do all that. And I'll come on out and wait for everybody to get out and close and lock the door behind us with my new old-fashioned master key.
Okay.
And then I will go start up the truck.
All right. Heading into the garage, opening things up, and starting up the truck. You're prepared and ready to go. What
Alright,
what all are you bringing with you?
I don't think we need to bring the hard drive, so that's really the only thing I have on me. I'll leave them behind.
Definitely bring in that dive gear. As much as I don't want to be using it out there, can't hurt to have.
Can't hurt to have it.
I'm just gonna have my, standard gear on me. The still full syringe of whatever the hell in one of my trouser pockets and a crowbar.
Did we want to bring the harpoon spear?
Couldn't hurt.
You know,
Couldn't hurt.
just in case of water monsters as well as wolf monsters, I mean, at this point, screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will also then shoulder carry the harpoon gun.
Are there any scraps of cloth, like curtains or like bed sheets or anything strewn about the bungalow?
You do recall there being some there are some bed sheets in the master bedroom that are fairly torn. There are a couple of curtains that you might be able to salvage, and then of course you've got the bedding down in your bunker.
Great. I'm gonna take just one of the torn bed sheets, just very quickly, not neatly at all, folded up, and bring it into the bed of the truck with me.
Okay.
And then I'll have my knives, pistol, the flashlight. We have the walkie-talkies, and then Jasper, you have the revolver.
Yeah, of course. I got the revolver and my med kit.
Cool.
All right. So, packing up all of your gear, heading into the truck, and driving away from your bungalow. It's a much quicker drive now that you have the horsepower behind it and not the just the electric motor of the golf cart. You make quick time as you get to the turnaround or the fork in the road, leading away from the airport and the other bungalows. Taking the left, you head down the road, and quickly come upon the remains of the downed tree. The block of in the road that you have half cleared at this point.
While we're here, this was kind of a choking point for us, almost very literally, yesterday. Do we want to take another little bit of time here to try and clear a little bit more of this tree in the road, or do we think... Are we
You
just
think you
gonna...
could do a better job?
I don't know.
So question, Scott. In my head, the tree is kind of lying across the road, and then the woodland either side of the road kind of descends away from it. Would that be accurate?
To the right, yes, it descends away. To the left, it does not. However, it's simply rather dense forest on that side. Thin enough that you could get the golf cart through, not thin enough to get the car through.
Got it. Looking at it, would one get the impression that if one were to do a little bit of digging on the side of the road where the land slopes away, with a little encouragement, this tree could slide off down a hill?
Give me a. If you want to go out and take a look at it, you can. You can.
I would like to at least assess this possibility.
Okay. So, as you've come to a stop here, Gareth, hopping out of the truck, heading over to the large section of the tree that you have not cleared yet. Give me a an intelligence and survival check.
Intelligence and survival. I'm assuming this does not count as my specialty.
I'm gonna say no.
One success.
One success. Looking at it, it might take a chunk of digging, but with the appropriate amount of encouragement from maybe a multiple horsepower engine, you think that actually might work out pretty nicely.
I'm going to turn to the others and say, okay, so we may have a situation where we need to invest a little time here in order to save time later. It'll take a while, but we could possibly move this sucker out of the way completely.
I think it's worth it. Honestly, I do.
We don't have a monster on our tails right now. Can't say the same for later, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if we find something in those hot
in those
springs.
springs. And I know yesterday
That was
when
rough.
that thing was coming after us, I gotta tell you, taking my foot off of the pedal to slow down to go around this, I'd rather not do that again. Let's do it.
You did a damn good job, by the way, Bryn.
Well, you
I
didn't get
will
us
wait
killed.
off. Working on that.
That's all we
Sure
can
like to
ask.
continue doing that.
So what
So
do we
what are
got
we
to do for
thinking?
this tree?
Yeah, because I'd be a liar if I said I knew particularly what needs doing, but if you tell me where to drive this truck, I will drive it.
So I'm going to indicate kind of like where by the side of the road kind of the end of the tree is, and kind of point out like, so it'll take a while because we don't have the necessary tools, but we dig in here, potentially under whatever they've laid for the road here, and that'll fall in on itself. We don't need to cut through tarmac or anything, but that falls in, and then if we give this big old tree enough of a shove, it just slides and keeps going, and then is not our problem anymore.
All right.
Is there because we still have the busted truck right by there too, right? Are there any digging implements or things we can use in that truck?
Didn't look for him.
Recalling back, you've cleaned that truck out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's give it a shot.
I'll pitch in however I can.
Yeah, I'm useless at this, but give it a try.
Okay. Well, with whatever tools you have at your disposal, you're looking at, digging with your bare hands in the more dirt area, in the more compact gravel section. You definitely need something stronger.
Crowbar.
This is the crowbar.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, this is the crowbar.
Not what this is designed for, but it is a big hunk of metal.
All right, and is
Use
everyone
what
else
you got.
just using your hands?
Yeah.
I have literally nothing I could use. All
I
could use-
on the very loose
Uh,
dirt, like not the gravel at all. I am using a diving flipper.
Okay.
Try not
Uh,
to do any damage to the flipper, but
I will say for everyone, this will be a strength and your choice of crafts or survival. One of those two. For those of you digging with bare hands, this is going to be at a -1.
This is a chance roll. Is all of what I just heard. All those noises were. So I'm gonna roll a die.
I wish I could throw out my dice, but then I'd be out of D10s because that was a lot of fails.
I am unhelpful.
One success for
one.
me.
All right.
I got 2.
Okay. And so cumulative 4 successes. You're working away for about 10 minutes digging. You're making some progress, but man, this would be so much easier if you had, even if it was just steel poles or something. You don't think it's quite where it needs to be. It'll take at least another 10 minutes of digging. So if you want to take the time, go ahead and give me another roll all around.
Let's do it.
Sure. Why not?
Only my mother can see me now.
Oh,
I got 2.
Oh, it bounced. Oh, that was
I
almost so
also-
good. Nothing.
also got 2.
All right.
1.
1. Okay. Between the 5 successes here and the 4 before, taking another 10 minutes, you continue to dig, and after breaking away the packed gravel that is the road with the crowbar, you see the underneath begins to just fall away, and the work becomes much easier. And you think you've gotten it to a place that, with a gentle or maybe not so gentle nudge, you think the tree might timber a second time.
All right. How we
Who
feeling? We
wants
feel
to-
good?
Who wants to do the honors?
Oh, it's going to take more than one of us.
How about the truck? Throwing it out there.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I want to risk it. Like, with the
Okay.
angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
don't
want
mind.
we don't want the whole thing going overboard.
Right.
We just...
Okay.
We're getting behind it. And then it's a 1, 2, 3 push, and we see if we can just get this thing off the road.
I will take off my suit jacket and throw it in the. It's destroyed anyway, but I'm gonna take it out and throw it in the truck, and then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop over to the tree.
All right. So, with the 4 of you heading up to the tree, lining up and getting ready to go, this will be a strength and athletics check. And rather than this being a helped action, I'm going to have you each roll individually.
So it's a chance roll.
So Gareth calling out 1, 2, 3, push.
I got 1.
Zilch.
0 again on 4 dice.
All right. Pushing up against this tree. Wow, this thing is denser than you thought it was, and it does not budge at all.
Maybe we should give the truck a go.
I've not stopped pushing. I'm continuing to try and push, even though you guys have told. Even though we're not
Bryn,
pushing anymore.
Bryn.
What?
If we
It's
can't
not
do
gonna
it,
move.
it's not gonna happen.
Truck?
Truck.
Truck.
Okay. I'm going to pop my shoulder and go get in the truck.
All right. Popping into the truck, Bryn, you bring the front end that has the winch on it. You can see it actually does have a little bit of reinforcement along the front. This maintenance pickup is meant to do some heavy lifting here. You angle it in a place that you think would be good. Describe to me what you are planning to do.
Well, because we're trying to basically push the tree off of the road, correct?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna give it just a wee nudge. I'm just gonna back up a little bit and just give it a bop.
All right, backing up a bit.
Just a
and
wee bop.
just giving it a bop. You find the position that you think, yeah, this is good, and you throw it in reverse and just give it a little bit of gas, and throwing it into drive. This will be a drive, a dexterity, plus nothing because this is a pickup truck.
Just so we're all clear, Bryn is the only one in the truck, right?
Yeah, I think I should
Yeah,
be the only one.
definitely not in the bed right
Yeah,
now.
nobody should be in the truck.
The three of you backing up to watch.
Oh yeah, that's 4 successes.
Okay.
I love that we're successes.
As you back up and begin to throw it forward, you think, hold on. And you actually slowly push right up to it. Rather than revving it and giving it the nudge, you push the grill right up to the side of it, and as soon as you feel the contact, you then push down on the gas, and you hear the back tires beginning to spin out, kicking dirt behind you. And you push down even farther on the pedal, the engine revving, and then suddenly the tree begins to roll. You letting up on the gas, it now has its own momentum. It rolls, and there's a cracking as it then tilts almost upright again before falling at an angle over to the side, taking a bunch of foliage with it, hitting on the brakes before the truck goes down. You did that so well, the truck has received no structural damage, and the road is now perfectly cleared.
Hell yeah, Bryn.
Hey.
Nice work.
All right, let's get in the truck before somebody hears that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Truck
go
skills.
and climb up into the passenger seat.
You guys
you
seem to
told-
give Bryn a hard time about their driving, but
If-
from what I've seen, they seem just fine.
To
Well,
be
you
fair-
missed what it used to be like.
Oh,
To be fair, if you told my grandfather living out in the Goonies in Nevada that I'd have been driving a truck to knock over a tree, he would have been very surprised. So let's get in the truck.
surprised and proud. We could hope.
All right.
Let's go.
Hot Springs.
Okay. Popping into the truck and driving off, you go past the hotel and turn to the left on that same road that leads up towards the power plant. As you are driving up, can I get a wits and composure roll from everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
One for me.
One from me.
3.
Okay. Bryn's in the driver's seat, Gareth in the passenger, Jasper and Cass both in the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
Heading off, you head, again, inland and upwards towards the peak of what is graciously called a mountain on this island. And you see that what you had almost missed the first time around, the road does indeed fork. The left continuing up on upwards to the power plant, and the right heading off, and you can see a wooden post with a sign on it that has been knocked over. Jasper, you actually see this and are able to call it out.
Sign up ahead.
Sign simply says Springs.
Huh.
Hey, Bryn, this is our turnoff. Shout
All
it
right.
through the open window to the cab.
All right. All right. I'll turn.
Does the road, does it look well used, or is it kind of overgrown and
Give me your choice of wits or intelligence and survival.
okay. Two.
Looking at the road, it doesn't seem like it has been mishandled. It doesn't look like it has been well worn, but it looks more as though that is a fact of just a lack of recent use. It does not look as though the nature is beginning to reclaim it by any means.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Driving past, you begin now driving more to the eastern side of the island. And as you do, the road kind of forks around, and the tree line to your right thins. To the left, you have the continuing rise, but now you seem to be more on a level section of the road. And as the tree line thins, you can look out and see the opened ocean. It's brief, but it is quite beautiful. Before then, the trees again thicken as you curve back around and head more inland. This drive continues for, at a safe pace, about 15 minutes. Before up ahead, you can see a bit of a clearing. You hear the sound of rushing water and soft scent of that fresh, misty air lingers. As you drive up, you can see what looks to be a bit of a waterfall coming off of the side of the hill here on the island that pours into a collection of pools and ponds. One flowing into the other, they seem almost interconnected. And as you approach, you can see that the road pulls into another, not necessarily roundabout, but cleared space made for vehicles, though it doesn't look as though it was designed for more than one or two cars of this size. As you look about, you can also see sections of ground that have been leveled and cleared, and some more construction equipment. You can see a cement mixer, a wheelbarrow, a couple of bags, and some tools.
Man, this place almost makes you forget that we're being tracked by crazy monsters. It's beautiful.
Yeah, springs are
Wait,
nice.
Were they building like receiving area out here? It kind of looks like a little landing pad, walkway. I'm guessing.
Well, like I said, parts of the island were still under construction, so very likely still working on the rec center part. A
I
lot
do
of
think
rooms. That, yeah.
I do think it's interesting that the sign over here was knocked down.
Well, might have been a storm, or maybe a wolf ran by it and hit it on its way to go attack something.
And maybe we're not necessarily supposed to be here. Maybe we should just be brief. Find what we need and get out.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
You know, this is gonna sound maybe kind of crazy. I'm not 100% sure that the person we met chasing us was Kendall anymore. I don't know. Maybe we should have like a phrase or something so we know it's us.
You're saying if the same thing that happened to him happens to us?
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like he could talk too. So what's
Maybe because we wouldn't, something else wouldn't know that phrase. Maybe.
All
I
right.
don't know.
I'm not really inclined to want to consider the implications of that thought, Bryn, but
Yeah, me
there's
neither.
nothing wrong with us having like a passphrase.
How
Who
about
knows us?
no more canned beans for breakfast?
That's a long passphrase.
We could just make
But
a
I
canned
mean, it works
bean.
for me.
It's a sentiment I could get behind.
Yeah, at the very least, it's funny.
So no more canned beans for breakfast.
No more canned beans for breakfast.
All
It's
right.
also a goal. All right, let's
Right,
go
exactly.
look for a hole.
I'm gonna head over to the look at the tools and because they're by construction equipment, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go head over there and check all that stuff out because that would make sense that a hole would be over there.
I am going to go with Cass and do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe we don't go too far apart.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Definitely stick together.
Investigate the tools and the bags of what I assume is cement, but
But
bodies.
sometime during the drive or before we leave the truck here, Jasper would like to have torn off just a couple strips of the fabric of the sheet into like 1 foot by 2-inch strips.
Okay. Give me a dexterity and crafts check as you
Okay.
do that. And we'll say
Is this
this. You could have been doing this on the drive up.
Great. And my specialty or not with the craft jury rigging?
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'll take it. Thanks.
We need all the help we can get.
Good point. Yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, yeah. You took some time and you neatly tore all the sheet into appropriate lengths of cloth.
Great.
Okay, and so Cass and Gareth heading over to inspect on the equipment. Can I get a wits and investigation check from the two of you?
One success.
2.
2. Okay. As the two of you are looking over it, you see that indeed the bags are of cement, and you can see that the section where you are, a foundation has been poured in the cement mixer. Unfortunately, there seems to be it has hardened in the bottom, so without any maintenance or repairing, this bit of equipment has been bricked. You do, however, also find a It almost looks like a rake, except on the bottom is a smooth sheet of metal. It looks as though this is the sort of thing that is used to smooth out cement after it has been poured. You do also find, stuck into the ground, a shovel next to the bags of cement. And you also notice that the foundation area has been cordoned off with a few bits of wood and what looks like not necessarily twine. It's a bit thicker than twine. It's kind of a thin rope.
Like a excavation site.
Yeah, similar to an excavation site where it's just been cordoned around on the poured cement. And Gareth, you notice, looking over all of this, there are no footprints in this cement. It is hardened, so whatever they were doing here seemed to have been successful. And looking about even farther, you actually notice that underneath one of the bags of cement is a good length of this rope that has been coiled up and tied neatly in a knot.
Grab it.
Okay. So you now have a coil of rope.
Rope's always useful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, didn't that journal say something about a hole? They found some kind of
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
You know, thinking if he was working doing maintenance and stuff, he'd probably have found a hole near where they were constructing some stuff. So maybe we'll just go look for a hole near
Where
they were building some stuff. So let's just head on down and keep our eyes peeled.
Well,
Bryn, with your eidetic
what if,
memory, you
Thank you.
actually recall that the journal specified that on his way back from the hot springs, he noticed on the side of the road,
Thank
and
you.
he has left a marking.
That's right. Thank you. I forgot that he left a marking. Okay. Then let's go look for
Well,
a marking.
definitely gotta look for that.
should
So
we
if
bring
it's
the
on-
shovel so
Maybe.
we don't have to touch
Can't.
something?
It can't hurt. I mean, that would have been useful earlier. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, we don't have a shovel,
that
so sure.
Yeah, bring the shovel and the crowbar and
you
keep
I'll
an
grab
eye
the
open.
I'll grab the shovel.
And keep an eye open for the marker and just walk down. He said it was on the way back, so it's somewhere along the road. I'm assuming there's kind of a road down there. And we'll look.
Okay,
And I'll
so
start looking.
heading off to look, saying there's a road down there. Are you going back down the road that you came from, or are you heading forwards into the springs to look around? What do you mean by that?
Well, when by my assumption based on the journal entry, when he said heading back from the hot springs, meant in between where we're standing now and the hot springs. That's
or
fine.
or we're at the hot springs now. We have to backtrack down the road.
Yeah.
Heading back
Wait,
towards the
yeah,
resort.
I'm not sure which one of those two it means. So, what do you guys think?
I mean, I've been to the hot springs here. Didn't see any holes. Don't see any holes now, so maybe we backtrack just a little.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
but-
wasn't when we were driving up. I wasn't looking for any holes or
Yeah.
anything.
But let's go on foot then. I think
Might as well.
we're looking for something small.
Easier to find something when we're not moving so fast, maybe.
We can also fan out a bit, do a better patrol.
A bit, but we should always be able to see each other at any point.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Well, and he said he left a mark of some kind.
Yeah. So I'm thinking a pole or a flag or a
Or you remember
stick.
how we found those crazy scratches in the tree line?
mm-hmm,
Maybe it's something like that too.
something like that.
So if we see any of that stuff,
Yeah, it sounds like he marked it when he was a little more
Still
human though.
himself.
But just you never know. Maybe he's marked
You
it again
never
with
know.
scratches. I don't know. Anyway, let's go take a look.
Okay. As you are heading back to the road, turning around, and having had a little bit of time looking at the pools where you are right now, could I just get a reflexive from everyone, a intelligence and we can call this either science or survival.
Oh man, you had me, then you lost me.
Or actually, or academic. No, science or survival.
All
Okay.
the same to me.
I got
I
one.
do that as survival. 1.
2.
3. All right.
Wow.
Turning
Keep
to
doing
leave
exactly that.
from the area, you all, almost at the same moment, have a similar thought of, they said hot springs, right? That is... Someone labeled that wrong. And just continuing on.
Wait, are these not hot springs?
Are they just springs?
They're just
Just cold.
springs.
They're just cold. They're just cold springs. We're in the
Wait,
wrong
were
place.
they?
We're in the wrong place.
They're Jasper, you know this as the only springs on the island.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I do. I wouldn't
Wait.
lead you guys astray. I wouldn't
Wait a
lead you
second.
astray.
Hold on, you guys. Jasper, were these springs hot at some point?
Were they hot when I was last here?
As far as you know, they never were.
No. Just springs.
When was that journal entry? Was it dated?
No dates were in the journal. The only thing that was visible was the writing of what was happening.
Do,
This,
I mean,
I will say, this comes to you as the thought of you have uncovered so much mismanagement on this island, and so much fancy facade. You
Could
think
just
it?
be a clerical error.
You think it's someone advertising what they didn't have?
Oh, like come to our
Um.
resort. We have hot springs when really it's just springs of water.
Yeah.
Never attribute to malice what can more easily be put to incompetence.
I suppose that's true.
Or maybe that's their his joke phrase.
Maybe it
And
is
that's just what
malice.
Called it.
I don't know.
Just wonder if maybe they were hot once and now they're not.
Well, let's just
Anyway,
keep
That's the
going
worst
down
case
this road.
scenario.
Yeah, I'm real deep in the worst case scenario, Doc.
The malicious
This is the
scenario
worst case scenario.
is that they were going to install heaters in these natural springs. Make them hot.
That sounds.
Let's
pretty
hope
good
it's
to me.
that one and not some demon power used to
That
be
would've been a
fueling
terrible
these hot
idea.
springs and is no longer.
Yeah, that's where my brain went, Doc. That's exactly where my brain went. Okay. Let's go look for a hole in the ground that makes a person have knives for fingers, shall we?
Guess so.
When you put it like that.
Okay. Well, deciding to do so on foot and moving forward, can I get a wits and investigation from each of you?
One.
Oh, that's very.
One.
One.
Okay. You continue to walk away from the springs, leaving your truck behind, shovel slung over Cass's shoulder. It's a short trudge, and you're scanning the trees, looking around for anything that could have been a sign that was left. You're walking for 10 minutes, walking for 15 minutes. And as you start to round the 25-minute mark, and you start to think, okay, maybe it's time to go back and get the truck, Bryn, you see up ahead, it's a ways off, but a glint of orange that is slightly just fluttering deeper into the trees.
Guys, I think that is a construction marker.
Let's go check it out. Maybe that's our sign. Can't
Definitely
see
not
anything else
natural.
around here.
Yeah, this far to walk in, I'll take anything.
Is it the same color orange as the maintenance uniforms?
No.
Okay.
Rushing towards, you pick up the pace and you go off of the road, and you see it is indeed one of those construction marker ties has been wrapped around the trunk of one of the smaller trees and tied off. Looking about, Bryn, you see a second one farther into the tree line, and then even farther, a third.
This is a path. Everybody keep your eye open. Don't sprain your ankle falling into one of these things.
Okay.
Jasper pulls out the revolver, makes sure the chamber's loaded.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna, hey, Bren, will you hold this shovel?
Sure.
So I can have easy access to my pistol.
I will carry the shovel.
All right. Redistributing your equipment, stepping off of the road, heading inwards. It doesn't go too terribly far. You get to the second marker before you see the third. And as you then see the fourth in the distance, you see that it actually opens up. The tree line is beginning to thin, and you can see the continuation of the cliff overlook that you had driven past much earlier. Seems that you are walking out to the edge of this heightened section of the island. Coming up to the fourth marker, it seems to be the last one.
Okay. Somewhere around here.
Like, look around for any signs of disturbed earth or like open, like obviously open space where there are no trees or anything,
Okay.
Or a hole.
or anything
And a hole.
Yeah.
more obvious, like a hole.
All right.
Definitely.
Can I get a
All the things.
wits and investigation from anyone looking?
I will look. Oh my god.
2.
2 for me, 2.
Hey.
2, 2, 2, and 3. Okay. A lot of you looking about, you seem to be focused more on the area around the marker, and it doesn't seem to be much there. And you decide, okay, time to pan out a little bit. And looking about, you all notice as you fan out that you come to the edge of the cliff, thinking, I'm just gonna take a look. And looking over, you can see the far, vast horizon. But down below you, you can actually see it's a almost perfect view of the cove. This cove, Jasper, being the one that you had been checking out when everything happened. You can see a lagoon of sorts of crystal clear water, and looks from here you can see rock formations underneath, and the moving shadows of probably large fish, perhaps even looking down animals that you might not even be familiar with. Gareth, you're the one that thinks, okay, maybe maybe it's not here. And you actually head back inland to the third marker. And you find the tree across of it the frayed remains of a rope that had been tied across and cut. And as you look down, you see where the rope would go, and there is indeed a hole dug out by the base of the tree that is neatly covered by a bit of a palm leaf. But it's large enough for a person to fit through.
Gonna nudge the palm leaf aside with the toe of my boot. And, not yell, but loud enough for the others to hear, assuming they're not in the immediate vicinity. I think I have it.
Okay.
I'll run over.
Yeah, I'll run over. Any demonic entities staring back at you? I'm joking because I'm scared.
Best friend, a deep, dark hole of the unknown.
Looking at the hole, does it look like it's man-made, like someone took a shovel and like dug it out, or does it look natural?
Naturally occurring? Great question.
Yeah.
You can give me an intelligence and survival on that one.
Oh boy.
1.
It looks as though it started as a naturally occurring opening, but it looks as though it has been opened farther.
Farther enough so that like a person can get in it, because it's...
Exactly, yes.
I'm gonna pick up a stick or a rock and drop it down the hole.
Okay.
See if we can hear how deep it is.
You drop the rock, and there's a moment. And then after a brief delay, you hear clattering and a vast echo resonating out through the hole.
It's a big cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Second, letting the echo do its thing. Oh God, but everyone else been. So while we're waiting for our minerally based friend that we just sent down on his expedition to come back up to us and report, what exactly do we intend to gain from this? I'm as curious as anybody, don't get me wrong, but
I mean, part of me just wants to go back to the springs, grab that cement, and drive it back out here and fill this sucker up. But another part of me wants to know what the heck's going on here.
I can't help but think that there's something down there that can stop this.
Yeah,
Something,
I think the same
I don't
thing.
know. Something we can destroy or something.
At least know what we're up against. I mean, if this is a demon or something, and it came from this hole, like...
There's gotta be a way we can know to stop it, but I don't see, to be perfectly honest, if we stay here. To my mind, if we stay here much longer, that thing is gonna get us. And before we find a way off. And I don't know how to stop it.
I have an idea. So we're not fully committed to this. So Gareth, you grab that rope, right?
I'll kind of just... I have it wrapped around my shoulder and just...
I got a flashlight. What if we lower one of us down, not all the way in, just enough so that we get below the top hole so we can see into the cave with the flashlight and see if there's anything in there. If there's nothing in there that's apparent, we pull out, done, we're out, and we find something else. But if we see something, then we can plan from there.
Okay.
It's worth a shot, I suppose. I mean, we didn't just drive out here
For nothing, yeah.
It should be me,
just
huh?
to turn right on back. Why is that, Bryn?
Are you strong enough to hold yourself on a rope?
I mean, I'm assuming you guys would be lowering me. I'm certainly not strong enough to help you guys do that, to haul someone back up. And
But
since
can you
I
hold
seem
yourself?
I mean, if you guys tie a rope around me, mostly
We
I'm
can,
thinking I'd know. I seem to know when he's around. I would know if something's down there, maybe.
You are the smallest of us.
I'm also the
Mhm.
smallest.
Well, if you want to do it.
Want's not the
can't.
word. Oh, what I would like to do is call my travel agent and demand a refund, but practically, I imagine that it's me in this hole.
Bryn, look, I'm not telling you what to do, but smarter men than us have talked about how, when you gaze into the abyss gazes into you.
Yeah.
They've never even talked about what happens if you jump into it.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, if I come out and I say anything other than no more canned beans for breakfast,
Okay, let's do it. We're burning daylight. So I'm going to hand Bryn my flashlight. And I'm going to look at them and say, you're going to be fine. Just hold on to the flashlight. We got you.
yeah.
Okay?
I'm
Tie
gonna
this thing
start.
around me, like around my I'm assuming right around my torso here would be a good place.
I'm gonna start wordlessly just double tying the rope off the nearest and biggest trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
as Jasper sees Bryn just tying the rope around their waist, he comes over and takes it out of their hands and starts tying 2 loops into the rope to form the basis of a harness.
Okay.
All right.
Gareth and Jasper, can I get dexterity and survival checks from the both of you as you fasten the safety line to Bryn?
There it goes. Oh, good. That's a 10 again, so for 2 successes.
Okay.
With all those dice.
It's okay. Typically, one is all
Better
you
than
need.
0.
Good.
The both of you are confident in the knots that you are tying. You are sure that they will hold.
Kind of hold out this harness to Bryn. Tell them, look, step through these 2 loops, and see this little slip here?
Yeah.
As you fall, it tightens, so there's no letting go of you.
Okay. All right. I'll get into the harness.
Now remember,
And,
we're only going to...
Well, hey guys. All jokes aside, my mom, her name is Cynthia Knox. She lives in North Vegas, just north of Vegas, and just so you guys know.
No, you're coming back.
I know.
Yeah, it's not going to come to that.
I'm not
Yeah.
too worried about it, but just in general, thought y'all should
Now remember, we're relying on you to let us know how far down to go. We're not going all the way in. You're just going to the top so that you can
Okay.
see things. See if you can see anything in the cave.
How about if I tug twice, pull me up really, really fast, and actually no. So 3 tugs pull me up really, really fast. 2 tugs stop, and 1 tug just to check in, tell you to keep going,
You can feel free to yell as well.
just in case you can't hear me. I don't know how deep this thing will go.
I think if we can hear a rock bouncing, we can hear you.
All right, let's go. I'll take the flashlight and turn it on.
All right. Taking the flashlight.
I'm going to kind of stay towards where the rope is tied,
Yes.
kind of like as like the guy at the back of the at the tug of war team, like kind of just letting the rope out and keeping an eye on where it is secured.
Okay.
And I'll stay towards the front so I can keep yelling down to Bryn.
Great. I'll be in the middle. Look for a place to dig my feet in if I have to.
All right. Bryn, as you begin to lower yourself into this hole, you see that at first there's more effort, and you can't actually lower yourself in. It's almost as if you need to crawl down. It is tight enough that a person can fit, but you can feel all sides of the wall as you go down. Slowly but surely, you make your way through. Can I get a strength and athletics check from you, Bryn, as you climb through this hole?
Weirdly, that succeeded.
Okay. It is rough. It is not totally stable in many places. In other places, you find roots that you're able to grab a hold of. But you then are able to keep going, and eventually you feel that your feet give out from under you. As, at least below you, there doesn't appear to be any more sides to this wall. Continuing to lower, you then feel it open up. And it gets to where you have to have that moment of letting go.
Hey guys, the tunnel's ended and I'm in a cave now. So this is all you, okay?
We got you.
Grab that rope tight.
Me too.
All right. Really quick, I'm
All
not
right,
going to
keep
ask
going.
for a roll for this, but what is everyone's strength score? Everyone but Bryn. Okay. Bryn, you let go. Gareth, Cass, and Jasper, you feel the sudden tension in the rope, but you're able to hold on. As you slowly begin lowering Bryn down. Bryn, you now, having full use of the flashlight, are able to look about. The air is suddenly much cooler. And you hear the soft echo of the vast cave. The walls seem to be at least 25 feet tall. Looking about, you can see roots growing out from the top and making their way into the opening. Below you, you also hear the trickling of water. As you look around with your flashlight in the dark, would you give me a wits and investigation with a +3 because of the flashlight, but at a -2 because of the darkness here? Scanning the light across, you can see that though this cave is large, it doesn't appear to go anywhere. Looking down, you see the source of the trickling is a small underground stream. Following it with the flashlight, you can see it coming from almost seeping out of the sides of the wall to what you believe to be more inland.
Okay.
You then follow the stream, continuing to look. And you see it does actually snake around a little bit. And at first it looks like it heads towards just a wall. But as you slowly sway in the rope, you can see that there's a pillar of stone that appears to be covering the mouth of a tunnel. Looking
The
directly...
pillar, does it look man-made? Apologies.
No, it appears to be natural. Looking down, directly below you, you can see an old rope that is laid strewn about the floor.
Guys, there's a path. There's a stream coming from inland. If I had to throw down a bet, it's probably fresh. Bunch of roots. And a path. Some old rope. Somebody was clearly down here.
Can you see where the path leads?
Does it lead inland?
The tunnel appears to be on the side that actually leads more towards the coast.
It seems to lead more towards the coast. Jasper, do you know any caves that come out around there?
Would the lagoon area have caves?
You don't recall seeing any caves in the lagoon area, no.
I mean, nothing rings a bell, but I mean it's possible.
Okay. Because we're not that far from the coast. It can't be that long a tunnel.
What do you think?
Do I think if I tied the rope off that people could slide down it and probably land with any decent amount of safety?
Ultimately, that's not up to your capabilities.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, does it seem like something that if I told them they could do it, they would be dumb?
I mean, you're being lowered down. You think that the rope does seem to be... If you had any sort of athletic capabilities, you might be able to climb down it. Sliding down it would be an option, but there doesn't really seem to be anything that you could affix the other end to.
They're into. I mean, you guys could come on down, but a part of me can't help but worry that's a one-way trip. I don't know. Theoretically, this thing comes out somewhere. Theoretically, he got in and out. But I don't know how.
Well, if we don't do something, then our being here is going to be a one-way trip. So
Yeah, Bryn,
Sounds like-
hold.
go for it.
I was just like, Bryn, hold on 1 second.
All right, not going anywhere. My schedule's pretty full right now.
I'm gonna turn and look at the boys and just say, what do you guys think?
I mean,
it probably is a one-way ticket. Like, we can't come back up that rope by the sound of it. But it's not like anywhere else here is taking us anywhere.
Doc?
yeah, I hate to say it, but I think we gotta go in that hole.
Yeah, I don't want to leave Bryn in there by themselves.
Certainly not.
No, not me neither.
Do we all want to go or do we want to split?
direction
Have
I'll
two
go.
up here to pull up, or
I personally don't much fancy being left on my lonesome.
Creepy cave together sounds better than stuck on lookout alone.
Right.
that's fair. All right. So I'm gonna go back to the hole. Bryn,
Yep.
we're gonna lower you down all the way to the floor,
Okay.
and then you're gonna unhook yourself, and we're gonna come down and meet you.
All right. About how tall is the cave again? Storyteller, it's about 25 feet, you said?
That's what you're guessing from
I
your
guess.
current angle.
Okay. All right. There's a short tunnel. You kind of got to scramble down, then the drop. It's about 25 feet. So be careful. And I'll let you know when to stop. I don't feel anything yet. So far, it just feels like a cave.
So this is a kind of one after the other sort of deal.
Yeah, I'll go first, so we can test to make sure the rope will hold. Just
Okay.
being tied to the tree by itself.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's fine.
assuming.
I'll keep an eye on things up here.
And as soon as I'm lowered down, are you guys lowering me at this point? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole time.
Okay. So Bryn being lowered down, as soon as you touch the floor, you get yourself out of the harness, and you give a couple tugs on the rope to let them know that you are good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling that?
I don't suppose I
Hmm?
see anywhere to tie it off. The rope.
No, you do not. Cass, being the first to go down.
Mm.
Can I get a strength and athletics check from you?
You.
Okay. Grabbing hold of the rope and lowering yourself in, you again find the difficulty of, okay, I'm not lowering myself. I have to climb. I have to clamber through this. How in the heck? And as that happens, your footing slips out from under you, and you find yourself falling through the hole. Really quickly, would you give me a dexterity and composure check?
Don't forget willpower if you need it.
Does it make any difference? Because being at the back of the rope, I would
Mhm.
presumably feel like a difference in slack, and I would instinctively like pull on the rope to try and prevent any falling.
So
If
this
it makes a
happened
difference.
as Cass hadn't even really gotten into the hole. She was above
Gotcha.
the ground, rope in hand, a couple of feet into it, going, "Okay, how is this going to work?" And Gareth and Jasper, you see as Cass is having that look of, she just vanishes. Cass falling through the rubble. Okay. You can feel the roots and the gravel brushing past you, and you get a bunch of nicks and scratches across, and you actually have the wherewithal of your mind to realize, oh, this is small, and slam your arms against the outside, and your legs essentially in a full Vitruvian man pose, and stopping yourself from falling any farther. You will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from your fall through the hole, but you're now no longer falling. The rope is resting against the side of your face and the front of your body as you're in this confined space, and you can see just below you the opening that Bryn had described.
I'll yell up to the
Yes.
guy. I'll yell up to the guys. Guys, I'm okay.
Bryn, from underneath, you
Thank
see
goodness.
a collection of rock and debris falling from the hole.
Cass, be real
No,
careful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. So rope's in front of my face. I'm gonna keep my feet against the sides of the tunnel.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab the rope with one hand, grab it with the second, and then I'm gonna slowly remove one of my feet and wrap my foot around the rope to use as kind of an anchor, so I can slowly start making my way down.
Okay. We'll say with the added knowledge of now a almost disastrous fall, give me another strength and athletics check, this time with a +2 for the added knowledge and the wrapping of the rope around.
1.
1. All right. Slowly you descend, and you make it to the bottom of the cave.
All right, guys, I made it.
On that note, I just sit, actually. Oh. Okay. Well, this was a plan.
Give the rope a little tug. Feel that there's no weight on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be
Look
any.
it. Well, Garrett, you or me next here, Gareth.
Oh. I guess I'll go.
All right. Take your time.
Although I travel through the valley of the shadow of death, I grip the edge of the rope and begin to climb.
All right, Gareth. Can I get a strength and athletics check from you, please?
Strength and athletics. Oh, thank God for that 10 again. 2.
2. All right. It begins claustrophobic and then ends with vertigo as you transition from the tunnel to the open cave. You are successfully climbing down, and you safely reach the bottom with Cass and Bryn.
As I reach the bottom, you could probably hear Cass and Bryn, Gareth just kind of like incessantly repeating over and over to himself, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Qudus, As-Salam, Al-Amin, Al-Muhaymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar. Oh, right. Here. Hi.
Well done.
You made it.
And I'll just give the rope a little bit of a wiggle to indicate that I'm at the bottom.
Boy, I hope we don't have to go back up that.
All right.
Boy, I hope.
Jasper up top will take one last look longingly back to Lagoon, remembering his last night before everything headed south, and look down to the hole and say, here goes nothing.
All right. Strength and athletics check.
1 success.
1 success. Again, you find yourself watching your companions, having done so before, moving through this tight, quartered hole to then opening up to the cavern. The cold air actually cutting into you ever so slightly. You are all now familiar with the tropical, warm, humid. This is much chillier. And Jasper, you slowly lower yourself as all 4 of you are now at the bottom of this cave successfully.
Kind of wish I'd not left my suit coat in the truck, you know?
Let's not do that again.
Sorry, I should have thought to bring that down.
That's okay.
Hopefully, let's
I'll
not aim to
survive.
spend it long enough here that it's gonna matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We
I
should
think
be
I'll
moving.
survive just fine. All right, guys. And I'll point the flashlight over at the tunnel. That's the spot.
Uh-huh.
That, to my mind, is leading toward the beach. Theoretically, water's carved this out even just a little bit. It should lead to it. We should be able to get out. That's my guess.
Sound logic.
I
It's
mean,
the
you've
best
not
plan
been
we
wrong
got.
many times thus far.
It only takes once. Let's go. I'll start very quietly walking down towards that. Trying my very best to be as quiet as possible. Walk towards that tunnel.
All right.
Shine my light down it.
Can I get a strength and or a dexterity and stealth check from you, please?
Gladly.
Moving towards the opening of this cave, you can see it is actually long and tall and narrow. Not as tight a fit as the hole that you just entered through, but seems to be large enough that you can make your way. And you see indeed that the water moves forward and actually trickles back and very quickly appears to snake back on itself as the cave turns to the right, and you can see that it has a gradual declining slope.
Well, guys, it's declining. It's going further down. The water doesn't go that way, but it does.
The water does go that way. The whole
I thought it.
no,
Oh,
the
the
water
whole, it
and the
doesn't come
tunnel.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now with this tunnel, does it look natural, or do we see anything from our flashlight? Anything on the sides?
As best as you can tell, it appears natural.
And I'm assuming it's pitch dark except for our flashlight.
It is.
Okay.
Let's keep on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will continue to sneak ahead of everybody a little bit, since I know I'm quiet and small.
Okay. Continuing to sneak ahead as you are quiet and small.
I will kind of take up a secondary sneaky position as being not necessarily small, but potentially quiet.
Okay. Making your way into this winding cave. You follow the tunnel. It doubles back and declines, following the water the entire time. Once again, turns back to the left, almost just a back and forth snaking path. Eventually, as you're heading back and forth, it's hard to remember if you are heading inland or towards the coast. But you see that the stream continues and the room opens up. No longer a tunnel, but this time, again, a large cavern. Above you, massive stalactites hanging from the ceiling below you, stalagmites raising up, and where in many places they have formed together, creating large pillars of stone. The stream works its way and disappears for a moment. Bryn, following it with the flashlight, you see that it continues onwards until it meets a large pool. Almost the size of half of this cave. And the pool itself is glowing with light. The pool ends at a very steep and sudden, tall rock wall. And seeing all of this, Bryn, though you don't feel the hair on the back of your neck sticking up that you have been accustomed to whenever something supernatural occurs, you feel something else. It's as if a pit in your stomach, but not in your stomach. You feel a pit in your heart. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief intermission.
Great.
Folks, we will be right back. We're going to take a 10-minute break to allow our players a chance to get some water, stretch their legs,
Bring it all. That's not
shake
Feel
off,
what hurts in our hearts.
shake off
What?
the panic that might be growing. And we certainly encourage you to do the same. We will be right back. Don't go away while we find out what in the world is going on in this cavern and why does Bryn feel the way they do. We'll see you very soon. And welcome back, everyone. We hope that you have enjoyed your break. I know we certainly did over here. We gotta get the laughs out, you know. We gotta tell jokes. We gotta share stories. And
we weren't in a demon hole during break.
No.
You can't do that to me. You can't. It's not fair.
Serious face.
Yes.
I didn't realize we forgot to do our charity shout out.
Oh, that's right. We typically do that on the Gauntlet, but we have been doing it here at Damned Paradise as well. So, before we dive into this, first off, folks, a reminder that if you are enjoying this and this is your first time watching, hello, we are the Adventurers Pack, and it would mean the world to us if you gave us a follow, if you like it. If you don't like it, well, we understand. This isn't for everybody. Also, if you would like to be a part of our Discord community, head on over. We are an open and welcoming community of all, and this is where you will go after the show for our post-show hangout, where we talk about what went right, what went wrong, and you, as the audience, get to nominate players for experience points. In addition to all of this, Emmy, how about that charity shout-out?
Yes, so our charity of the month is Color of Change. They are, again, I say it every time, they're ridiculously astounding. They are one of the, I think, the largest online community fighting for racial justice. They cover a wide breadth and scope of issues, and they're just phenomenal. So please go give them some love, and 5% of bits tipped to us here at the Adventures Pack are going to head on over to them. But in any case, please go check them out. They're phenomenal.
I've also mentioned it before, but I happen to be on their mailing list. I've donated to them in the past, and the sheer amount of projects that they're involved with, and cases that they are working on, it's frankly ridiculous in a good way. So yeah,
So
even more
cool.
reason why they need help, because they absolutely deserve it.
Indeed. As Emmy has said, 5% of all bits tipped to the Adventurers Pack this month will be going to them. Their link has been put in our chat, at least I believe. Yeah, there it is. You can also find more information in our widgets below. I think that is everything that I have. So, players, are you prepared to dive back in?
Definitely not. But
I didn't see my teddy bear this episode. It's all the way over there.
Okay. So, coming to the opening of this large cavern, Bryn, with this new feeling found, what would you like to do?
Everybody stop. That room. That room is very, very bad.
Isn't it all?
No, that room is very, very bad. It's worse than the thing on the island. It is very, very bad.
So
You
you're
won't turn
saying there's
back.
I don't know.
Rope?
You know, my grandmother always said you had to let the devil into your heart, you know. So maybe just work on not doing that, okay?
Told us this before we all climbed down the fucking hell rope thing.
I didn't know that it was bad down here.
Well, look, we've already made it this far. We should at least see if we make sure we came here.
Yeah, I didn't know this was here. I didn't feel it till just this second.
Let's just stick together.
Oh,
Just don't touch the water. I don't think that. Does it look bioluminescent, storyteller?
Give me an intelligence and survival check.
Sure. Nope.
It looks glowing.
Got it. Cool.
I will say, it doesn't appear to be radiating light,
Okay.
and it is not pulsing in any way. It is just a soft glow of greenish blue light that is coming off of it. And you can see that this light is actually casting reflections across the top of the cavern. It is light enough in here that you don't actually need the flashlight to see.
Is all the light coming from the water?
Yes.
I'm gonna keep the flashlight on though, and I'm going to very, very, very sneakily, for whatever it's worth, walk in.
Okay. Keeping the same roll for your stealth check from walking down. Stepping into the room, you see again a massive cave. Whereabouts are you heading?
I'm going to walk along the edge of the wall. I'm trying to honestly. I'm looking for a way out
Okay.
because this is a dead end essentially to this tunnel, isn't it?
As best as you can see, the stream winds to the left and seems to disappear into the wall before you see it reappearing off in the distance, before it then reconnects to the pool at the far end. The right...
Disappears into the wall.
Yeah, it looks as though the stream, it continues and then it goes into a small opening within the wall of the cave. The stream is continuing to run, but there doesn't appear to be an opening large enough for a person to go. But you then, not seeing where it can go from there, you do see where apparently the same stream up ahead is winding and connecting to the pool of water.
Okay. So there's no way out of this area that a human being could go.
It is too large for you to really be able to tell from here without a thorough investigation of the surrounding area.
That is what I'm attempting to find out.
All right. Which direction are you going?
Left. Along the wall to the left.
Okay. Give me a wits and investigation at a straight roll, actually. Or no, with a +2 because of your flashlight.
Okay.
4. All right. As Bryn begins to work their way along the left side of the cavern, what are the rest of you doing?
I guess Bryn having the source of light, Gareth is just going to follow them. Try and, use the light as a guide as to where to go, but simultaneously try and stay in shadow.
Okay. Cass, Jasper?
Jasper will head towards the pool at the back of the cavern where the light's coming from. And
Okay.
being very careful not to get in the water. Gonna try to peer into it to see what's causing that light.
Okay. And Cass?
I'll walk with Jasper towards the center, looking around, see if I see anything, because I'm still looking for a object or something that might have turned our dude into a monster.
All right. Jasper, would you mind giving me an intelligence and survival check?
Yes, sir. Thank goodness for a 10 again. Still only one success.
Okay. Bryn, as you are moving to the left side, looking along the walls, you don't see any openings that are apparent. No continuations of tunnels. Continuing on, there's some strange rock formations just jutting out of the wall, and it looks as though that seems to be where then the stream reconnects. You look down and see, there it is. This large chunk of rock is where the stream continues. Moving on, you continue looking along the left side, and you come to the far end where eventually the pool blocks your way to move any farther, seeing no openings. Jasper, looking at the glow of this, it's reminiscent of the glow that water might have with sunlight as it is coming through, but it feels a little brighter than what you would expect. It's almost as if there's just it's almost as if the sun is on the other side of this and the light is peering through. From all of your time diving, you've seen this before as you turn back and peer up and look through the water facing up to the sun.
So, like, a natural phenomenon, but certainly doesn't look natural coming out of the water here.
Yeah. Bryn, as you turn back to head towards the right side to continue your search, you come back towards the stream of the water, and your flashlight looks up back at the stone formation. And you have a moment of shock as you see a face staring back at you in the stone. But the light casts over it, and you see it's just a formation of the rocks. It has been worn away in such a way that the way your light hit it, it looked reminiscent of a skull. But it is clearly made of stone. As your light continues to pass over it, you can see that at the base of it, more water is dripping out, and it looks as though this is actually part of where the stream fully comes out. And at another angle, it almost looks animal-like. It's at that moment you all hear, "Hello." My. We are all a far way from home, aren't we?
Almost instinctively, Gareth is just going to kind of try to squeeze himself into the nearest alcove or crevice that there is, if there is one.
Yeah, there's enough area that you can find a way to back up against a wall. Go ahead and give me a stealth and dexterity check, please.
Okay. And stealth. Oh, kidding me.
Okay. As you back against the wall, attempting to hide yourself as best as you can in the potential darkness.
Jasper's not going to say anything, just look around the room for the source of the voice, trying to follow with the directionality of it.
All right, give me a wits and investigation on this.
Okay. 2 10 agains, 3 successes.
3 successes. Looking about, the voice echoed throughout the cavern. It seemed to be coming from Bryn's direction.
I gesture that direction with the revolver to Cass and start slowly moving that way.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pull out my pistol and hold it at the ready and nod to Jasper and sneak right alongside him.
All right. Bryn, as you hear this voice, staring at this stone, you cannot help but feel as though it is staring back at you, and it is indeed a face.
I will shine my light directly at the face.
All right, shining your light directly at it. The animalistic features that were a part of it from the shadows cast now melt away, and again, a very human-like, again, completely out of stone, and simply a fact of the carving and the wear and tear of this rock. Looks not like a skull, but a human face staring back at you.
I will take a couple steps towards it.
Okay.
Not by choice exactly. But I'm guessing you know that.
You guess correctly.
So, what's the deal? The guy wandering up there with daggers for fingers now. Is that you? Is that your doing?
No, my fair child, that is not me. Though I appreciate the thought. No, that is my good friend, Harrison.
Can I just try and, like, creep out to at least be able to see what's happening?
Of course.
Okay.
As you
do that then.
As you step out The voice. You're all able to hear this. It's not touching you telepathically by any means. It is as if someone is in this room speaking to you. Oh, don't worry. Come on closer. I don't bite.
So, what's your game? What's your plan? You enjoying this? Do you need this?
The game plan. I have nothing of the sort.
Well, then why?
Why is such a broad question? I must ask you to be as specific as you can.
Why did you do that to him?
I gave him what he asked for. Poor Harrison, he was so upset. And I was there for him. He sought me out, and I gave him comfort. We agreed we couldn't let the treachery that his partners had bestowed upon him go unnoticed. Couldn't let them get away with tearing away his hard work right out of his hands. So I offered him the help to take it back.
In exchange for what?
I believe some of you already know the answer to that.
This is, I'm sure, a stretch, but given my background, do I know anything about what this entity might be?
You can give me an intelligence and occult, and I believe this will be in your specialty.
I suppose it would be, though technically my specialty is under academics.
I'd have this be in academics as well, yeah.
Okay. So intelligence and academics. Oh, quite good. 3 successes.
3 successes. You have a nagging feeling as to what or whom this might be.
I'm going to step out into the open and just look at it dead in the face, but I'm not going to say anything yet.
Okay.
And if I wanted to go home, that gonna happen?
That's not up to me, is it?
What happens? What happens next? We
What
walk out of
happens
here?
next is either my payment is given, or it is not, and the contract is broken. But I have nothing left to do.
Yeah, well, what's your payment?
All from different walks of life. 3 souls that have tread this earth. Delivered. That was my bargain with Harrison. He seemed quite amenable to it.
What do they call you?
I've gone by many names, over many lifetimes. You can call me what you wish.
You inflict sickness upon people, trouble their minds, deceive them.
I have been known to do so, yes. Call me what you wish, but I exist, and I live in the very soul of every being, a part of me.
This is absurd. You can't actually be real. This is some trick. There's something else going on here. And I'll turn to the others and be like, this isn't actually happening. This is fake. This is...
Gareth.
You're not real.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Gareth.
Gareth. I know. All right, well, if you're going to tell us what we've already all been feeling, maybe give us something useful. How do I get out of this cave?
Well, how did you get in? You've come to me and you are asking the questions. I am here to oblige and be as helpful as I can.
All right. If you want to be helpful, how do we destroy that thing you made?
He still lives, he still breathes. If you are indeed willing to engage in conflict, I think that poor Harrison may have chosen feistier than he expected.
So if we destroy Harrison, will you let us go?
Again, I am not holding you here.
Because your payment
Contract.
was just for us to be delivered. Is that it?
In a sense. I did not expect you here so soon, and was not necessarily alive. So the payment is not yet to be made. It is still up to Harrison.
Contract. What contract did you make with him?
He asked for the ability to take back what was his. I offered that to him.
And you
What
said
are
it could be
those?
broken.
What are those poor souls Harrison's left strung up over the island? Thomas and the other investor. What about them? Do they not count as your payment?
No. I specify that he had to find those unknown to him from a different walk of life. This is not something that I give freely. Harrison did have to work for what he now has.
You said the contract would be broken. Is there a time limit on this or something?
Of course.
How long?
Harrison's newfound abilities should be reaching their peak within... Well, it's tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm not. Tomorrow you are to be delivered to me.
Okay.
Where?
And if-
Here?
The island is enough.
And if we're not,
Then I will take back what I gave him. Plus interest.
I think I know what I need to know then. You guys ready to leave?
One more thing. Is this the only place where you're located? Can you move around? Are you stuck in here?
I find different places where I'm allowed to visit, if you will. This happens to be one of them.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to actually just turn the flashlight off.
Okay. As you turn the flashlight off, the features of the human face vanish once again into the shadows. And in the simple, glistening light of the pool behind you, it looks more reptilian.
The face on the
Guys, I think we've learned everything we can here. Unless anyone has anything else they want to ask.
The rope.
Gareth, can you repeat that?
Go back to the rope. I have questions.
No, I'm leaving anybody in here alone.
Yeah, we're not leaving you here.
Fine. I'm assuming even in the darkness, I know where the boulder is.
Yeah, there's enough light that is coming out from the pool that is letting you see base shapes in here. You can move and see fairly well.
Okay. I would like to go over to more or less where Bryn was. At least close enough that I am, in the vicinity of the stone. And I'll just very slowly kneel down, crossing my heels, and placing my palms on my thighs. Ever since I was 13 years old, I learned a different recitation every year, supposed to put what I think you are out of my mind and out of my vicinities, out of my troubles. What do you claim to be?
I am the antithesis of all that is good in this world, my child. I am that which lurks in the darkest recesses of every human's heart. My name has been given to me, but what I am remains the same.
Pieces in good actions, and actions lie in thought. You have done things to people here. But you didn't start what happened here, did you?
All that I did was give a gift. Nothing more.
Neither good nor peace comes of quarreling. Cain killed his brother in a quarrel. What gave you your foothold here? Or were you here to begin with, before anybody else came?
There are pockets all across this globe that are weakened, through which I may step through. And this is but one of them. And when I arrive, I am sought out, whether or not it is known that the seeking is taking place.
I would name you. You are... got hundreds of potential names, but from what I know, you are withholder, guide, distresser, gatherer, inheritor. Tell me.
Of the list, you've named a couple of my favorites. From culture to
You will not
culture,
tell me.
my name changes. But when I was born, I had none.
And I'm going to reach over and just gently put a hand on his shoulder. Gareth.
Damn your eyes, Bryn, what?
It's time to go. The longer you talk to it, the more it'll start to make sense. The longer you spend with things that are bad, the more they just kind of let their way in, right?
The more I begin to feel like home.
Come on.
Yeah, that's enough for me.
Let's get out of here.
The This isn't our home, Gareth. It's time to go.
And in the desert you will be made glass. And I stand up and turn around.
Before you leave, appears as though Harrison might have more than he bargained for, and I am no longer confident in my contract with him. Might I make any of you an offer?
Not if we're talking about the same kind of deal you made with Harrison.
I have much to offer, many of which different than what Harrison has.
Given that Bryn is so close to Gareth, they would probably be able to tell that his expression is intrigued.
I would, at that point, kneel right down next to Gareth and try very hard to get him to look me in the eye. Gareth, this isn't the way. You know it. This thing is not gonna offer us a way home. The more you make deals with people who hurt other people, the more you slowly just become them.
I've made a good number of deals.
Me too. I've watched a lot of people get their knuckles broken because I turned them in. Kids who were just like me who didn't get lucky. It's not a good deal. No one ever gives you something without knowing they have an advantage like this.
You're right. You're right. We should go. We should go. Now.
What about you, Cassandra?
I'm gonna slowly walk forward, lower my weapon. I'm gonna lean over. I'm gonna say, blow me. Let's get at it.
Are you sure? I know I have something that you want.
You have nothing that I could want.
Savian.
What?
I can help you, Cassandra.
Cass.
Hold on, Bryn. What do you mean?
I can give you the means to find him.
To find him?
You already have what you need. Except him.
Cass. You just said you already have what you need.
What do you want in return?
I would like for you to finish the work that he has started. Not the slaughtering of families. No. Something else.
What, the work Savian started?
Yes.
Yes. What does that entail? I don't understand. What's the work?
You will know once you have him.
Cass.
Bryn, shut the fuck up.
Texas, think a second.
No, you don't understand what you're getting into.
None of the honey, none of the sting either.
I don't fucking know what that means.
It means you're about to do something real dumb.
Oh no? What if this gets us off the island? What if this
That's dumb.
kills a murderer? Someone who has destroyed families? You don't understand what you're talking about.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
But I understand it just said you got everything you already need. Continue
What good
to
is
work.
what good is taking him down if you just have to pick up where he left off? Cass,
You
we
think
should
it's
go.
gonna-
You're a
It's gonna
good
make
cop.
you. It's gonna make you into one of those things you hate. I've met cops. There's not a lot of good ones.
What if this is my chance? What if this is the only way to find him? If he is the one who is helping out this fucker? I will never be able to find him, and what if this is my way to find him?
If there's a way to break that guy, look. I don't think whispering's gonna help. He's gonna hear me. There's a way out. One day. One day. He doesn't have faith anymore. One day. We're out. There's always a way. There's always a catch. There's always a catch with a deal like this.
Cass, I have no right to lecture you,
Yeah, you're right.
but a long time ago was said, "Seek ye not revenge." I don't know what it is you seek. But an eye does not account for an eye.
Look at Kendall. He got exactly what he asked for. You think he's happy now? Does he look happy now? Think he knew what he was bargaining for? Let's go before it's too late.
I'm gonna lean into the rock and say, I'm gonna find him, and I'm gonna kill him. And if I ever fucking find where you are, I will fucking kill you! Stop.
I'm gonna turn the flashlight back on down the hallway. I'm gonna look at just look at it one more time without the light. And just walk away.
Until tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll see you again even after that. Won't I?
There is no response. The rock is silent.
I'll leave.
Yeah.
heading back through the tunnels. Winding your way back up, following the stream. You eventually come once again to the dangling rope.
You know, this was actually always my favorite thing in gym class.
I always ended up just falling back down and spinning.
And I'm just gonna try and climb out.
All right, Gareth. Can I get a strength and athletics check from you, please?
Yes. Strength and athletics. Again, one success.
One success. It is laborious work, but you slowly climb your way up and get to the hole in the very top, and from there it is much simpler, arm over arm climbing until you break out of the hole at the base of the tree and are once again topside.
I guess I'll just wait by the edge of the hole to assist anybody else on the way up.
Jasper still got his gun out. He's gonna look to cast, say, after you, Tex.
Fine. I'll start climbing.
All right, strength and athletics.
Bryn, I figure if I go next, if you can't make it out, we can lift you up.
A 1.
I was
One.
always shit at this.
You two ascend the rope and pop your head up, seeing Gareth standing on a tree to the side. You are topside.
Oh, wait, Doc, it's okay.
All right. Just I mean, feel free to give it a try, but if you can't, just give 2 tugs. Put that harness back on.
Got it.
You said strength and athletics.
Yes.
1 success.
All right. Again, it is difficult work, but now you join Gareth and Cass at the top. Bryn, you are left alone in the darkness with your flashlight and the harness.
Gonna take a deep breath in. I'm gonna look back down that hallway. But I'm not gonna go down it. And I'm gonna put the harness on. And I'm going to just slowly start muttering some Hail Marys like my grandmother taught me. And put the harness back on and tug twice.
All right. The 2 tugs, the 3 of you, working together to lift Bryn up. I'll say it is a simple act. Bryn, you are pulled through the hole. And now all 3 of you are once again in the sun of the top side of the island.
Anyone care to explain what the hell just happened down there? Seems like I'm the only one who doesn't know what's going on here.
I think you grossly overestimate our abilities, Doctor.
I don't think he was planning on you, Doc.
I mean, I know I'm not any kind of religious expert or anything. I stopped going to church when I was 11, but I mean, I know think all of us have seen evil at some point. Looks like a lot of different things to everyone. That was just one version of it.
I'm not 100% sure that there is a good or evil, because the whole thing varies depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
It just is.
But some things, don't you just know it in your heart?
I mean, I might. But you ask the next person, they might tell you something different. And just say who's right.
Yeah. I suppose.
What I can tell
Well-
you is that I did not like that.
We learned what we needed to.
No shit, Gareth.
No shit, indeed.
Yeah, what we learned is that tomorrow is D-Day. He's going to be at full power, whatever that means, and that's the day that he's coming for us.
It's unclear whether we need to be off this island by tomorrow or if we just need to make it through.
I think we just need to make it through. It sounds to me like, I mean, it makes sense. He just kept uttering payment.
Our
Yeah.
bodies are payment. If he doesn't get our dead bodies, if he doesn't get that, then he doesn't get payment, then the contract's broken.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So that's what it comes down to, us or him?
Yeah. He made a
That's how I
choice.
see it.
We made a choice. Down there, we all just made a choice. And he made a choice too. And he didn't walk away like we did. I mean, I'm not trying to talk less of him. You know, I made a big show of it, but it was a lot harder for me to walk away from that than I made it sound. So,
Same here. It was, it's one of the strangest things I've ever said, and I've said some strange things, but talking to that rock with a face was like going back in time.
Well, I'm glad somebody's happy.
how much gas was in the tank of the truck, storyteller? Did I check if last time I looked down at the fuel line?
You're still at least 3/4.
Okay. Well, I think we need some thoughts.
And some drinks.
Some thoughts on how to stall him for 24 hours.
Upon
We're
saying
not
that,
going to be faster.
all four of you hear the soft and melodic tones of some rather popping music coming from the far distance but the side of the cliff.
Oh, fuck.
If that's a party boat, I'm gonna murder someone.
Let's go
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's not the horrible evil thing playing pop music. I'm sure it absolutely hates popular culture. Okay.
Rushing over to the cliffside, you all have the view of the lagoon, in which you can see the small white sail of a small sailing boat making its way into the lagoon with some rather excited and energetic dancers, two of which on the front deck and one in the back by the wheel. It appears as now you are no longer alone on this island. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end today's episode of Damned Paradise.
What? What?
There's a boat!
Fuck!
And it's a party boat!
Party boat!
Guys, there's gonna be so much booze on that boat.
Yes! That's what I said. I needed a drink.
Yeah, you did. You cued it.
The fuck down to that beach.
That's how the show
No!
ends. We all get on a party boat and go home.
The end.
The end.
Oh.
We just leave those 3 poor souls on the island while we sail away.
Fine.
Jasper.
That got much darker. I assumed we would have
Everybody
everybody
wins.
Guys, we've got like a huge cooler. All you need to do is like follow the tree line, like I don't know,
We'll
a few
find
hundred
a
meters that
hole.
way.
It's
We'll
gonna
look
be
after
great.
the boat.
Trust us.
Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching
Oh,
tonight's
God.
episode of Damned Paradise. Guys, well done. Good job. Another evening of surviving, another day on the island. If you have enjoyed watching this and you are new here, please consider giving us a follow. It would mean the world to us. And come and join us now for a post-show hangout over at our Discord, where we're going to have a little bit of a talk back about how the show went. And we're going to divvy out some experience, and you all are going to have the option of nominating any of the players for a point of heroism for more XP. We hope that you all have a fantastic evening, and if we don't see you beforehand, we will see you next time at Damned Paradise. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.